Hey, what's up, YouTube? Matt from the Gold Bros coming to you guys with another podcast today. So, in this podcast, I'm going to be talking about what to do during fall ball. So, I have decided that I'm going to go with Matt's Mendoza line as far as the podcast name goes. I'm just going to be talking about some things that I like to do during fall ball, some things that you guys should be focusing on at this time to try to further your baseball career. So, a lot of you guys that follow me are younger. Not trying to be disrespectful, but you're about 14 to 18 is my key demographic, even some kids that are younger. So a lot of times I get asked a lot, should I play football, should I play baseball, what should I do in the fall? Personally, I was a football player. I decided to play football and baseball at the same time. Just going to be kind of playing around with the glove. The camera is inverted, so it's on my, it looks a little funky. But I did play football and baseball at the same time. It is possible. You have to just manage your time very well, and you have to manage your body very well. Me, I was an offensive lineman, so I did take a beating on a day-to-day basis and on Friday nights and or Saturdays. A lot of times I did play on a club team or a tournament team is what we called it mostly because we didn't play during the week. We just played Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. So to me, I would lift in the morning for football. I would, have practice in the afternoon, and I would take BP after at, with my team or there. I wouldn't take it every day. I would take it 3 to 4 days a week, give or take. To be, heavily recruited and stuff like that, you're gonna have to play on a good fall ball team. Find something that works for you. You don't have to be one of those people who goes to every perfect game showcase. You don't have to go to prep baseball showcase, stuff like that. We didn't really have as many showcases when I was in high school as opposed to you guys. I did graduate in 2011, so put that in perspective. They did have perfect games, stuff like that. I just didn't really go to it. It wasn't something that people in my high school talked about. Some kids I played with, I always played on pretty good tournament teams, stuff like that. We played at Diamond Nation a lot for people who are familiar with the New Jersey area. It's not like down here where I live in Texas where you can play all year. So fall ball is pretty tough to play all the time. If you guys don't want to play fall ball, that's fine. I don't think you guys have to play fall ball. If you want to just grind and get better and work out every single day, I definitely think that's an option. I want to talk about recruiting and stuff like that in the future. I want to make it clear that there's not one road of success. I know a lot of people who played Division One baseball, who played, are in the pros right now, who played football, in the fall. They weren't playing on, crazy club teams, stuff like that, but they still got their, recruiting done in the spring and summer. There is other ways to do it. There's not just one road for this. I want to make that really, really clear because I'll say something and I'm not the word of God. I'm not going to tell you something and it's just going to be perfect all the time. You're going to have to do things to get where you want to go in life. And I hope you guys are liking these so far because I want this to be something that you can just have on while you're playing video games or, you're hitting and you just have this in your headphones, stuff like that. I just want to be able to talk to you guys and not necessarily have me moving a glove around or something like that. Because this is not about gloves at all. This is talking about trying to get better and trying to help your recruiting game and everything like that. Going to showcases in the fall, I feel like it's best because you're playing less serious ball in the fall, and everybody knows that. In the spring, I don't get how these pitchers go to these showcases in the spring and they're like, coming out and they're throwing as hard as they can in bullpens and stuff. I'm like, you got to work yourself around your school pitching rotation. You have to work yourself around your spring and summer ball and all this. So to me, I feel like the fall is the best time to go to showcases if you want to do that because you're only, I don't know what you guys have, but in our school we had no sanctioned fall ball for school. I'm assuming in the, now I'm living in Texas or Florida or warm weather climates, you probably have it all year, but in the Northeast we don't, or maybe my school just didn't. So we kind of had more freedom. A lot of us played on one or two teams. Some kids played for some bigger teams. Some kids played in our rec league, whatever we had. What I want to tell you is that if you want to play as often as you can. Get as many reps as you can. Join a rec league. And you guys, the competition might be less. So you're still getting reps. Game reps is what's most important. To me, with growing, it was always game reps. I can go hit with Marco for 4 hours a day, and I'm going to get better. But to me, if I was to go play a tournament on a weekend, even if it was a lesser tournament, that game action to me was always more beneficial than anything else. I just feel like it's something that I like to do, something I preach is playing a lot of games. You want to go to private training facilities, stuff like that. You want to get private one-on-one lessons. I feel like that's a great thing too, but it's definitely not for everyone. Everyone can afford that. None of them has, the means to do that frequently. So you can just go out to a field. If you live in the Northeast, you have to make it work. If you have one warm day in the week, do all of your week work in that one day. Excuse me. Field ground balls with a hoodie on. We would go out. Our usual cap was like 30 degrees. So it was over 30 degrees, we went outside. You have to put in the work if you're willing to play at a top level. I never played at the top level. A lot of people, you might brush me off and say, you never played D1 ball, you never played pro ball. You're right, I didn't. But I had the work ethic that a lot of people didn't. I just didn't have the natural skill that a lot of people have. And when you guys see Division I athletes, if you aspire to be a Division I athlete, you know. A lot of times I feel like these guys know at a younger age, how good you're going to be and what your work ethic will be and all that type of stuff. Make sure you're working as hard as you can at all times. Not everyone has to go the same route. JUCO drafts, a lot of players in high school draft a lot of players, into the MLB straight out. So, keep working, guys. Stick with that. I'm going to try to keep these around 10-15 minutes just to start. When I'm talking about more personal stuff like this, like, best things to do during the fall, stuff like that, I'm trying to think of how I want to title this video. I just feel like, right now is a good opportunity for a lot of people to get better. If you played high school last year and you were a freshman or a sophomore or even a junior, you didn't see as much playing time as you thought. This is your opportunity, guys. I tried to explain this to Marco, who just graduated high school. You get one shot to do high school. Every guy you talk to who's outside of high school goes, man, I really wish I could redo high school sports. I wish I could redo high school academics, everything like that. Classroom definitely is something important, but on the field obviously is what you're more focused on. Obviously, though, school is important. You need grades. Can't be a dummy and get into a big time program, anything like that. So this is your one opportunity right now. Seize the day, take it. Make sure you guys are out there hitting, fielding, doing everything you can to get better on a day-to-day basis. The fall is a really good opportunity, and then going into winter ball, whatever you guys do. If you have winter ball, if you don't have winter ball, there's still a good opportunity to grind. There's ways to hit every day without even leaving your house. I'll show you guys some things, hitting wiffle balls in your house, stuff like that. I know Jay does that from Pickle the Beast, hitting wiffle balls in your basement, stuff like that. There's ways to set things up where you could hit in your house all day. I'll show you guys that in later videos. I'll make a video like how to hit inside, without breaking anything, stuff like that. It's quite important. Let me know how you guys are feeling about these podcasts. I feel as if I like them. I want to talk to you guys. I want to be able to relate to you guys. I just want to see if this is something that you guys are interested in coming back. If you want me to talk about more professional baseball, let me know. I'm going to be doing a baseball podcast, MLB baseball podcast, once the playoffs start. I'm going to be giving all my baseball predictions, everything like that, before the wild card games, playoff brackets, talking a little bit more about that on a day-to-day basis, what's going on. If you prefer these videos where I'm just kind of talking, giving advice, I could tell some stories about my recruiting process, everything like that. Now that I'm out of school, I'm still not going to tell you guys where I went to college. That's just something that I like to keep personal. I don't want people stalking me or anything like that. I already know some people know where I went to JUCO. People will, say stuff all the time. They'll blast me out my stats like I don't know them, everything like that. That's why I try to keep everything at a personal level. I don't want anyone calling my place of employment, like what happened to Baseball Pro, stuff like that. So that's why I try to keep things personal. This is my slow pitch softball jersey, so I don't really care if you guys know about this, but I hope you guys did enjoy this podcast. Something I just want to be able to have you guys listen and enjoy this. I might, if this does take off, I might try to bring this into just a pure podcast format where I'm just talking to a microphone. You guys won't see that. You can play it through like the podcast app or playit.com, Spotify, stuff like that. I'm really trying to get to 5,000 followers. Let me know if you guys wanted me to do a 5K giveaway, something like that. I do want to jump my subs up. Maybe I'll do like a big 10K giveaway and start it now so it'll start shooting up. I'm going to start having guests on soon too. I'm going to call somebody, we'll record the whole thing. It's not really going to be like an interview. It's going to be more like a co-host. We're going to talk about things. We'll talk about MLB. We'll talk about gloves. We'll talk about, day-to-day life, funny stories, stuff like that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this though. Comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, have a good day.